It's me again, Master Jams, Mr. Bernard, Mr. Burns, Jet Nation, woo! No, Jet Nation is doing bad at the moment, man. They need to sort out their season. They're not making playoffs at one bit. But moving on, episode 4. Sorry guys, it's taken so long. You could probably even see by my appearance that it's taken so long. Look at me, I'm looking so rough, like I've been in the wilderness for 40 days and 40 nights, man. Or like I've been in some sort of lumberjack for true, man. Wood chopping, so I could get that nice stick of muscle. I'm joking, no muscle, dead ass. No, I've been so overwhelmed and blessed and thankful for, I guess, the response and the surprise of many who've actually watched this video. I am so thankful, and I can only apologize that it's taken so long, and I'm blessed at how some of you are eager for me to produce many more episodes, and this gives me greater motivation to do things like this. So yeah, I can only apologize. It's just been a busy week, or busy couple of weeks, good or bad, you know. Good thing that's been happening is my iPad's been fixed. As some of you might know, I smashed it on holiday. This is what it looked like before. I know, devastation, expensive, tears. Anywho, no, but it's been, I guess, not a bad week, but it's just been things that haven't kind of gone my way. But you know, it's the devil's trying to knock me down, but you know, with God's love, He's picked me back up. You know, I'm like a heavyweight boxer right now. You know. In the words of Muhammad Ali, if you keep on jiving, go in 5. Sorry, I don't know why I said that. But anyway, so this is episode 4, and you know, looking back previously, I spoke about God's love, why he made the world out of love. Sorry, He is about love. Love is the very core, the fabric of who He is, and how we need to eagerly pursue this love, and how He seeks relationship with us. How He wants to, He knows us, but He wants us to seek Him. You know, He wants to be an integral facet of our life. Every time that clock is ticking, He wants us to come to you. Oh, okay, but He wants to be involved in your life. You know, and I spoke about how we need to eagerly pursue God's love, because it's through His love more will be added unto us. You know, love needs to be the very root and the core of our character. You know, because through God's love, you know, more will be added unto us. You know, forbearance, meekness, the ability to forgive easy. You know, forgiveness is a very hard thing. You know, because sometimes we say we forgive with our words, but in our heart we are holding a lot of resentment, you know. Like I said, kindness, all these things will be added on to us, you know. Like I said previously, you know, I've been on a journey. I could be a wise man, I can have all the knowledge in the world, but without God's love, you know, all this wisdom and knowledge means nothing, you know. And so, yes, we need to pursue this love, and I just want to speak more, I guess, about relationship and how we need to seek His relationship. You know, there might be some of you who had a relationship with Him, but it no longer exists, or you know, some of you do not have a relationship, but you know, whatsoever. And I guess it's a case of why you should go into Christianity. So it's a case of looking at the first step, which is loving God. You know, God's love, and so why we should love Him. You know, because it's only through God's love and loving Him that you know, it will influence, I guess, our relationship with the Bible, and it will influence or dictate our behavior in church. You know, if you haven't got God's love, or if you haven't got a relationship with Christ, you know, the Bible or the Word of God will mean nothing to you. It would just be it would just be words on the pages. You know, I mean, let's take for example, sorry for anyone who likes physics, but I totally detest that subject. Oh, good grief. Whoo, my word. And the sad thing about, or the worst thing about it was, I guess, very prominent in my degree, you know, but I totally detest it. It just didn't register in. I didn't have no passion for it whatsoever, you know. I mean, when reading the book, I mean, it was like this. It was, you know, Sir Isaac Newton saw an apple, and the apple fell from the tree, and he thought, oh, gravity 9.81 milliseconds. They didn't give two hoots about it, you know. And that's the same when it comes to our relationship with the Bible. If you don't love God, or if you don't have a relationship with Him, then the Bible wouldn't mean anything. It wouldn't register into your life. You know, the Bible is a map, or, you know, I like to consider it a blueprint, and where God has designed a plan. He has developed this plan of, you know, a course or of your life in which you should take, and this blueprint is a blueprint of success and happiness and fulfillment. But you only can believe in that map or in that blueprint is when you believe in Him and you love Him, you know. If you don't love Him, you don't believe Him, then you don't believe in the blueprint, and you don't believe in, I guess, the success. And so, like I said, so we need to pursue that love, you know. And again, that love would dictate our relationship and influence our relationship, our behavior in church. You know, if you're more concerned about what's going on in the world when you're in church, or what's going on in your phone, then you're missing out, because God's trying to sow something in your heart. He's trying to sow love into your heart. You know, He's trying to give these things to you. So, like I said, we need to pursue God's love, and we need to love Him. And the reason why I say it is because God is love. You know, He is the source of love. He wants the very best for your life. You know, it says it in John 1, I believe it's 4:8. Yeah, 1 John 4:8, where it says God is love. And it also says somewhere in 1 John, I believe it says God is perfect love, and it casts out fear, you know. When I hear that, you know, I believe, you know, God is the source of love, you know, and it's pure. You know, when it says perfect, it's pure, that there's nothing bad about it whatsoever. So it only has good intentions for your life. You know, the devil don't want no good intentions for your life. The devil is the ultimate snake of snakeage. You know what it talks about in Toy Story, and then Woody's like, there's a snake in my boot. Devil right there, snaky of snakes. He wants to kill, seek, and destroy your life. He doesn't want the best for your life one bit. He doesn't want it. And that's why He doesn't want you to experience God's love. And so He wants to, I guess, lead you into a road where you don't experience this wholeness and completeness. Because I believe with God's love, you're complete. You're made to feel whole. You know, I'm not trying to say, you know, for those who have never experienced God or don't believe in Him, that you've never had love in your life. Love has definitely been a presence in your life, you know, whether it be through your parents, your family, friends, or whatever it is. Love has been prominent, and I'm a true believer when I'm saying that, you know, God has been in the midst and the presence of that love. But believing and acknowledging what God has done for you, and believing why He loves us and why we should love Him, that love right there completes you, makes you feel whole. It makes you feel at peace with yourself, and it makes you believe that there is no worries in life. You know, it talks about in its word how when you believe in Him, when you love Him, you know, you don't worry about the things, you don't worry about tomorrow. I know it sounds crazy, but because you're believing that His hand is in your life, and He is in control of it. Not in a dictator sort of way, but He wants the very best for your life, you know what I mean? Like I said before. I can't remember where it says specifically, you know, in Matthew 6:24, how when you love Him, you know, you don't worry about, I guess, finance, jobs, a home, these things, you know, these materialistic things, you know, because you believe that He has taken care of these things, only if we just believe in the blueprint and believe in His love, you know. So I guess with this love, it will shape us, it will mold our character. You know, we become patient, because we are such a microwave generation where we want things instantly. Now, I'm not saying that God's power doesn't deliver things instantly, because I truly believe that He's omnipotent, and He could, through prayer, He could deliver things instantly. But there's certain times where He wants us to be patient when needing these things, you know. Because maybe it's a time where He's saying, it's not, I guess, a case of He's punishing you. He's just saying maybe it's not the right time for you to have this thing, you know. Maybe it will come for you later on in the line. Or maybe this is a thing that you don't really need, you know. I am, for one, sometimes I do lean on my own understanding, and I'm in a difficult moment my time, you know. I ain't got no job. I ain't got like a wealth of finance. But with all my heart, I am dependent and I'm relying on him, you know. So through his love, I have that comfort. I have that wholeness and that belief that he has his hand in everything, and he's holding my hand, and he's hugging me, and he's just giving me that love and bit, saying, look, do not worry about these things. They will come. Just be patient. So again, this love will mold us, and it will give us these things, and you know, this love needs to live in our heart. Some of you have probably made Christ a visitor in your heart, but God says he needs to make a home in your heart. You know, this love needs to live in your heart. You know, some of us might have made God a visitor where things have been fantastic, all great, and then we don't say it, but we drift away from God, and we're like, we don't need you no more because everything's all going all great. No, man, we need God, and we need to live in our heart. He needs to make a home in our heart. You know, all the tools are there in our heart, those foundations. And so if you believe in God's blueprint and you love him, then he will make the right home in your heart, you know, and he will design it in a way that is not only just beneficial for you, but beneficial for the world, so that you could share that love onto other people. You know, imagine if the world was just filled with love and no hate in their heart whatsoever. I'm a true believer that the world would be a greater place, you know. So like I said, you know, we need this love, and this love needs to live in our home. It needs to make a home in our heart. You know, we need to, don't allow the devil to be the builder of your home. You know, he don't care about what happens to your home. You know, if it washes away and it goes down flat, whatever, you know, he doesn't care. God cares the very best about your home, about your heart, you know. He wants to make sure that the foundations are right, which is God's love, you know. He wants to make sure that the home is built right. And if it does go down and you go on your own understanding, then at least because the foundations are there, that we could rebuild again. Or maybe it's a case of there's a burst water pipe, and he will identify that area, and he will look to heal or mend it or upgrade that area, which could be a flaw in our character. Or he is there to make sure that home is nice and clean. You know, when it's dirty, that's our sin or the things that we've done bad in our life. He's there to wash it away and make it tidy and make it new again. So, yeah, we need that love. And the only way that we can receive that love is by acknowledging and believing in what he did on the cross. You know, Christ, what he did on the cross was unbelievable. You know, I asked God, you know, I want to experience your love, and I want to continue to have a fresh wave of your love because it's endless. You know, and so I'm like, God, remind me about your love. You know, even because I was born into a Christian household, but you know, I wasn't forced into Christianity, and so I had to make my own road, and so, or I had to choose my own road, and that's what I was like, God, at probably the age of 15 or 16, show me your love. And he showed me his love, and he showed me, I don't know how, but he did, of what he experienced on the cross. You know, he died for our sins. You know, he died, or better yet, he died to replace the old heart. You know, he had a heart transplant for us. You know, that old heart that was in there, it was dying and it was failing, and he gave us a new heart. You know, it was a perfect match as well. You know, same blood type, A, B, A positive, A minus, whatever it may be. It was the right one. It's a perfect match for everybody in this world. And that heart, that new heart that he's given us, has given us new life and new hope, and we can have a life in abundance and a new joy. You know, but it's only believing in what he did, in that he never did anything bad or wrong. He never sinned, so he never cheated, lied, stole, whatever these things that are bad or perceived to be bad in this world. He never did these things. He only did good things. But yet he still went to the cross, even though they were seeking, I guess, what he did wrong, but he did nothing. But he knew it's because of the will of God, and he accepted it. You know, in the Bible it talks about how he was a sheep in the slaughterhouse, and that he went to the cross without saying a word, without saying a murmur. He just took it all because he put his own, he didn't have an agenda or his own agenda. He put us at the forefront of his heart when he did it all for us on the cross. So I just pray that you ask to experience his love. You know, just say, God, this chocolate man on the screen said, you know, you're all loving. You are God. You're love. No, joking. No, I have to say chocolate man. But You just say, God, yeah, he said that, your love, and you did these things on the cross. Allow me to experience these things. Allow me to understand about your love. Please.